in round 6 of console, office and meeting room. Now, we know from previous, the last attacking push from Empire onto this site was to get themselves into yellow stairs, get Shepard on those 2 console windows on the rappel, and then come inside and get the plant down. There was a smart Echo play, but you don't get away with that again, and that's why Echo is not on the board. If anybody's wondering, Echo did it great last time, where's the Yokai drones? There's no point, because you know that Empire, they're not going to have that one again. You don't get away with it twice. It's one of those, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And Empire, they're certainly not going to have any shame. So G2, they know that it's time to switch things up. Again, smart play from them.
This is the other adaptation I quite like here, and I'm assuming it's going to come to fruition, but I'll wait, is the change away from the Kaid, which was Kayak, buried right under those windows, to, I'm assuming, Virtue, who's going to play around that same space with a little bit more reinforcement and a lot more health. Potentially, the Doctor is in, and he's going to try and stick with some aggression onto these windows and bait out, because that was the first pinch and bit of pressure. It was applied to that body that was the closest to the site and locking it down, and this method of doing it might be a way of just letting him take a few more of these fights and being a little bit more mobile and keeping them at the kind of death's door, which is how we've seen most of these plants play out, is these death's door, let's throw ourselves in final 30 seconds and try and get this stuck.
Joystick just getting up there on that spiral staircase skylight to try and get any early picks that he can. Just has a cheeky look. There's nothing doing, so he moves away. He's going to support the push into admin. Now, this is interesting. We don't always see this angle used by teams. There is the general push would be yellow stairs and console windows, but the alternative is what we are seeing here. Getting inside of admin and pushing through to the meeting room, which would be the other side, the one that's near the balcony, and has got all the little disco lights inside it. So Dan's going to try and work that balcony angle. He's going to try and force defenders out of there. Meanwhile, Empire try and get the rest of their bodies into admin, and they'll start breaching walls. As you can see, always gets himself in here. You've got the reinforcement wall by Long Desk. It was the one just in front of you there, as always made that challenge onto Kanto, and he doubles down and gets the kill onto Kanto. They'll try and get a hard breach in there. They'll open up that reinforcement. That'll stop anybody playing in the corner where Uno is now. He'll have to rotate out, and that gets Empire their access to site.
Kanto is having one of those days, rather forgotten, I think, right now, and so far he was at least able to do some damage to Scyther, who has had even more damage dealt to him in the meantime, and that's going to really put pressure onto anything he does in terms of trying to apply pressure onto the site itself, which in the hands of an Ash with all those charges, it's a little bit of a damage, but in terms of shepherding away from the site, it's so far working okay for Empire. Dan suffers a little bit more, holding a pretty decisive angle on suicide balconies, waiting for the possibility of someone to get a little bit brave, and he can kind of make them a little bit foolish, and it's always that finds Virtue with a hell of a pick.
What a beauty of a headshot from Always. The full length of the meeting room site there just gets his pixel and takes him down. 5 versus 3, 30 seconds left to go. Team Empire have got the time, they've got the map possession. They need to think about getting this diffuser down.
Now it is. The smoke starts to pop out on the opposite side. Uno's waiting to hear the call from underneath. Has an impact and is concerned of the swing. Isn't that concerned? Finds Dan, finds the drop, finds the diffuser, and with 10 seconds left, Empire find themselves in a bit of a tricky situation. Able to get a triple kill out of it, but with only a handful of seconds left, Uno has gone for the big rotate. Drops one on the desk, goes for the second, just has to find that plant, and will swing and pre-fire. There it is, Uno with the ace!
Uno, absolutely massive from him, steps in on the Maestro and just deals one blow after another to the